Okay, well, as the sign says, this is going to be a do-it-yourself acoustic guitar piezo pickup. And I'm not going to put this on a tripod and let you watch me do the whole thing. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to show you every step of the way. I have watched other videos that do that and they're great, but I'm going to try and keep it to a minimum. The assembly part, I'll explain it later. And what I'd really like to do is show you what it sounds like when I'm done, because I think you'll be impressed. So I am going to show you a few of the pieces. I went to Radio Shack, or The Source as it's called, and I bought a piezo buzzer. There's the price, $5.99. And then I also bought a 2-pack of these phone jacks. Sorry about the blurry nature. And this is what it looks like right there. So it's just for your guitar to plug into, and you'll see more of that later. This is the confusing part. I'm going to turn this over. That's not going to help. This is the confusing part. When I took the buzzer and I took it apart, it had this. This is the magic thing right here. This is the piezo sensor. And the one that I bought had a piece that came with it. So don't think that I'm some mastermind engineer that came up with something fancy. I just taped it so that it wouldn't pull when I put it in the guitar. Now I have already tried it, and this white stuff, I didn't put that there. It's not sticky, but it makes a really nice contact so that when I put it in the guitar, I'm going to put it like this and tape it down tight. So that's the plan. I'm going to say too real quick, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. I'll show you what it is I'm doing with everything. I had to think about how to install this into my guitar, and I'm installing it in a Taylor GS Mini, which I'll show you here in just a few minutes. Fortunately for me, this piece comes on the Taylor and it comes out very easy. And so what I did was I made a duplicate of that, so to speak, out of just plastic. And then I realized that this piece is not going to fit in the hole. So then I thought and I thought and I thought, and I came up with a solution, which is going to be, where did I put it? Right here. This little piece. So this is going to go in the hole in my guitar that's already there, pre-existing. I don't want to cut anything on my guitar. And I'm going to run the piezo pickup, tape it on the inside of the soundboard. And then this is the nasty part that some of you will roll your eyes about. Then I'm going to take, and every time I use this pickup, I'm going to have to wire it up myself, which really will only take a couple seconds anyway. So I'm going to have this taped nice and neat to the side of the guitar. I'll show you this when I'm all done. And that way I can just kind of leave it there so it doesn't stick out in my case. I thought about doing that, having this end sticking out, but then it's always going to be sticking out there and be nasty. Anyway, I'll explain that a little bit further when I get to that part. So yeah, here's some of the things. I've got a soldering iron, and all that's for is just to make a good connection with this piece. And again, this is the magic piece right here. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so I'm not going to tape again until I have it ready to install on the guitar. So I've finished my installation, and I just wanted to quickly talk about what you'll need. The piezo buzzer, obviously. 1/4-inch jack, I got 2 for $5.99. Some electrical wire, which most of you will have kicking around. Some patience, that's free but very important. Some strong tape. I was going to go with duct tape, but instead I used extra thick masking tape that I had on hand because it was very sticky and it was wide, and I thought, hey, that's perfect to hold it in place. I wanted it to hold good pressure and to stick to the wood pretty good. So solder iron, I hope I spelled that right, and accessories to go with it. You don't need much. So yeah, I mean, if you have a solder iron, then you're talking about like 12, 13 bucks kind of thing. But I actually had to buy one anyway, so 20 bucks. So step 1, you prepare the piezo buzzer for installation. I had to actually disassemble mine, and then I had to do a couple of things to it. But most of the videos I've seen on YouTube, the people, they come right out of the package that way. So mine had a plastic container it was in that I had to pull it out of. And I also tested for sweet spots on top of the guitar to see where it wasn't too much bass, too much treble, but had a nice vibration. And I found that just about anywhere behind the bridge or the saddle was great. So that's up to you. Step 2, check the electrical connections. Yeah, I would show you exactly what I did, But I think the easiest thing that if you're gonna do this is just try all the combinations. There's gonna be 3 places you can connect connect the wires to, and 2 of them work, 2 of them don't. That doesn't add up to 3. 2 of them will work. Anyway, you'll figure it out. Step 3. Oh, yeah. Step 3, you're going to solder the wires to the 1/4" jack. I'll show you that in a second. Step 4, you carefully insert and tape the piezo buzzer. I had to loosen my strings to do that. And then step 5, plug in and enjoy. We're going to get to that in a second. This picture will help a lot. So this is my Taylor GS Mini right here. And I'm going to explain each little part as I get to it. So this disc that's blurry, that's the piezo buzzer. And this thing right here, I don't know what it is, but it came on the buzzer. So some of yours will have that and some of them won't. If you get the exact same one I had, then just, that's what it is. So I taped it, actually I taped it more about over here. But I'll show you that though when I demonstrate the guitar. And then you run your electrical wires out the back. The nice thing about the GS Mini is it comes pre-built to install the ESGO, but I didn't want the ESGO, so I just had to take out the little metal knob that was in the hole there. And I made a plastic, I just took an old applesauce thing that my son ate out of, and I cut it around a 1/4, which by the way will work perfectly for that hole. And put 3 little holes in it, put it in place, and so I have a new hole cover that I ran the 2 wires through. And then you attach them to the 1/4" jack. Now it's called a telephone jack. I don't know why, because I've never seen a telephone cable that's, this is where some of you electric people will be thinking, what an idiot. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. But I don't know why it's called a telephone jack. I would just call it a 1/4" jack. Anyway, and then connect it on there. And of course, once you have this done, right there, this is the fun part. You just plug it into your amp and away you go. It's passive, so that means no batteries needed. And I thought I'd have to crank the amp volume to hear it, and I didn't. I did have to turn it up just a hair bit more than I would with some of the other pickups in my guitars. But I thought I'd show you something too. I think this is the key to getting great sound reproduction, is the brass colored ring on the bottom. That's the piezo part. But mine came with this white putty stuff on top of it. And I'm going to come over here to this other picture to show you what I'm talking about. So there's kind of a side view of the guitar. There's the sound hole, the piezo buzzer, and the firmly placed masking tape. And the white putty stuff, which I mentioned right here, that's what's making a really nice connection to the top of the guitar. And I'm going to magnify it over here a little bit so you can see it better. So there's the white putty stuff. And I think if what you get is just the flat red disc, which isn't red at all, it's a brass color, then you're going to probably want the putty stuff, because you're going to want to make a connection between the top of the guitar and the brass disc, right? So I think the white putty stuff is the key. And now I'm going to put this down and I'm going to play it for you. So here's the guitar I'll be playing. It's GS Mini, and what I really like about mine is I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you kind of can. It has some waves in it, so it's I think it's awesome. It looks kind of different than your typical GS Mini, but who wants the same thing as everybody else has? Okay, so you obviously can't see. It's taped right about here, and it's not real pretty, but this is what the back end looks like at the moment. You can't even see the plastic, well, just a corner of it, and I've got the wire coming out. And it looks like this on the other end. Let's try and zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so this is the key. So yeah, if you want to take a close look so you don't have to make any mistakes, I did put the red on the middle band, and I put the black, which is my ground, on the far one over here. I tried other combinations with that little guy right there, and this is where people who actually know what they're doing at this point are going to laugh at me and go, what an idiot. But hey, it's not like it was going to electrocute me, so I thought I'm just going to play around with it until I get it so it works. So all you have to do at this point is plug it in, Just like that, makes a nice connection. Sorry about the zoom. And now I'm going to go over here to my crate Gunnison, which, by the way, if you're looking for a really great acoustic amp, I know it's not going to be the most expensive, but I have not found anything that compares to this guy. So I just want to show you the settings I've got it at, because I did play with it a little bit. And I keep stepping in the light. Sorry about that. I've got the lows are up a little bit, mid. I turn the high down just a hair, and I'm going to play with the... this amp has some chorus and reverb and stuff, so I'll show you a few of the different effects. Okay, so this is what the guitar sounds like unplugged. I'll mention I'm not that great a guitar player, but I enjoy it though, and so here we go. Turning it up, I will start with it with no special effects on, so you can just hear it clean. I do find that the clarity is a little bit off, but the sound I find amazing. And you'll notice that if I tap here, it's very loud. Right there. Okay, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. I'm going to add some effect here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it sounds amazing. I have a Seagull. It's about $1,000 Seagull, and beautiful pickup in it. This one has such a unique sound. I was expecting to sound like just like really muddy and unclear and so on, but it kind of sounds like a microphone, almost like I have a microphone right in front of it. That's where the peak on the gain, it really goes, if you hit it right there, it goes too much. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. Let's try a different effect. Let's try just some delay. See if that's, no, reverb. Well, again, I hope it's picking it up. I'll probably stop the video now. If you want the review of the GS Mini, if you don't have one and you can afford to get one, nicest little guitar you'll ever buy. If anyone from Taylor is watching this, I am so impressed with this guitar. And no offense with the ES Go thing, I tried one, it just wasn't the sound I was looking for. And who would have thought that for 20 bucks I could get something that sounded like this?